Alright guys, I thought to do something a little different tonight. This is going to be a kind of continuing series of sorts I'm going to be doing on my channel. As many of you know, I've refocused my collection from sort of all-encompassing Hank Greenberg cards to really focusing on just vintage. I sold off a third of my collection and reinvested that into vintage, and from that have been able to pick up some really incredible pieces. What I want to do here is kind of highlight a specific issue of his each time I kind of record an episode in, I guess, in this series, and kind of show you the different variations that each vintage card has, because not all vintage are created equal, and not all cards graded a certain grade are created equal. So to start, we're going to be starting with a very recognizable card that Hank has, his 1939 play ball. This is the card that if I were to go to a show and ask if a dealer had any Hank Greenberg cards, that they would pull out these most often. They are probably the more common and most common card that Hank has released during his playing career. As I've discussed in some other videos, there are a couple back variations that I'll point out here. As you can see, we call this like just an all uppercase like name. In the next variation that I'll show, there's a different kind of convention. This is a really nice 4 that I bought from, actually I won it from a Kevin Savage auction, and as you can tell between these two, if I can, sorry the shadow's a little, but the black background and the quality of the printing on his face can sometimes be a little different. This is the one that has the title case, upper and lowercase last name. These are a little more uncommon. I've also noticed that the borders on these cards are a little wider, but I don't believe the cards themselves are larger. I just think that they scaled the inner image down a little bit. So that's a nice 4.5 I bought from the National several years ago. This is another quote-unquote back variation. This is actually the only one that I have. This is a play ball sample. They use these to market the set because the gum company that produced these cards, 39 play ball was the first year that they produced them. So they use these as advertisements to market the set before its public release, which is really cool. These are pretty tough to find. This was originally a Beckett 1.5, but because of the severe miscut, SGC authenticated just with an A, no numeric grade, which is fine. But you can really see like the pretty crispness of the print quality. Like there's not a lot of print snow. The definition in his face is all there. So they did a nice job with these. I suppose because there's probably a pretty limited print run of them. Next is the highest graded one that I have. This is a 6. Very, very nice card. But as you can see, like above his left shoulder there, and then on top of his hat, that white space. So the blacks were not as punched in as in the other cards. But kind of why I love collecting vintage is because every card is unique. And although this is 5 of every single card, there are the unique subtleties and variations of each, which I really love a lot. This is a very sharp card. Last one being a signed example that I have. I only have one of these, but I've owned 2 others that I don't have anymore. Although Michael has one that I would like to probably get back from him one day. But you can see kind of the differences in this one too. Autograph itself is pretty much was like, it looks like it was printed on the card. It is that punched in. What I like about this card so much is that usually signed cards are pretty beat up. This one is actually in pretty nice condition. So that'll be it for this little segment of the series. I'm going to kind of go through the rest of the issues that he has. I have multiples of each. And it's kind of fun to look through them and take them out every once in a while. They don't see the light of day often whatsoever. So let me know if you guys want to see something else, or if you like this kind of different series, and I'll add anything that people suggest into the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.